Hi, my name is Callie Childers, and this is my reflective video for my final capstone. So, the first thing that I'm going to talk about in my reflective video are some valuable takeaways that I have from the Grec Ed program. So, some valuable takeaways that I have from the Grec Ed program are the amount of times that we were asked to reflect on things that we were doing in the classroom. I really loved how we were asked to pull data, and I'm a very data driven teacher, but a lot of times I'll look at the data and just think about growth. I won't think about the why behind why I'm using the data and why I want to see the growth. So, something I loved about this program is how many times we had to reflect and not only use data, but also use research. Um, Something else that I really loved about this program, another valuable takeaway, is I was already doing the professional development side of it. So, the language essentials for teachers of reading and spelling side of it. And then I also got to pair that and make it a rank change. So it was nice to already be implementing something in my classroom and then make that a rank change. I feel like I've become a better educator by only using research backed curriculum or research backed routines. I feel like in the past I did that, but I don't know that I did it to the extent that I've done it this year. Everything that I did with my spelling, writer, and grammar routine echoed what letters had taught me to do. So, with my irregular word routine, that came straight from letters. With my spelling routine, that came straight from letters. My writing routine, a lot of it came from letters. Everything that I did was letters backed and research backed, and I got to see that in my students' growth this year, so that was really nice. So, as far as the professional learning application, how this has impacted students, my colleagues, my school, I think as a school, we are starting to get stronger by having teachers do this letters training. Now, I do think that we still have gaps. We still have teachers that aren't doing the letters training, so they don't understand the why behind what the teachers who are doing the letters training are doing. That probably wasn't the best way to word that. And a lot of them are veteran teachers who are very set in the old school ways of doing things. So they don't want to make changes. They've done the same routine for a long time. So it's hard for them to say, well, gosh, I'm almost on my way out, or I don't have that many years left. What is the point in me doing this training? And while those are, valid concerns and valid reasons, if we're ever going to grow as a school from kindergarten to fifth grade, we have to be on the same page. So I have liked seeing the teachers that have done the letters training be transformed and stick with the letters routines that they've seen in their letters manuals. But what I would like to see is every teacher in our district, it be a requirement to do the letters training. That way we could see less gaps and we could be more curriculum aligned. So, factors that limited my ability to implement what I wanted to do. So, when I began this Grec Ed journey, I was in kindergarten. I spent the first 6 years of my career in kindergarten. Then, during the middle of this Grec Ed experience, I transferred to third grade. So, I had to completely forget about what I'd started with my capstone. Originally, I started with phonological awareness. So I had to think, okay, what could I do for my capstone based on what I'm teaching? So I did change it to writing, really to spelling, a huge emphasis on spelling. I would have loved to have been able to do small groups this year. I did small groups in kindergarten, and the last year of kindergarten, I focused so strongly on phonological awareness during my small group time that I had every single kindergartner in my kindergarten class leave being able to read, which was a huge accomplishment. So I saw that small group growth in kindergarten, and I would have loved to have transferred it to third grade. Unfortunately, I was trying to learn all my content, my letters irregular word routine, learning how to teach spelling. I'd never taught explicit spelling instruction, learning how to teach explicit writing instruction. So I didn't feel like I had the time to also teach small group instruction. I wanted to get my whole group instruction down. So next year, I do plan on doing small group instruction in addition to whole group instruction. And hopefully, even though I saw a ton of growth, hopefully I'll see even more growth next year. So I think the next steps for my work are what I said previously. So I'm going to continue what I did this year. I may fine tune it a little bit. I may use a different spelling program. When I was doing my research for my capstone, there was a spelling program that Moats, who was heavily involved, as you all already know, in the letters manuals and the research behind letters, she adopted this, maybe not adopted, but she came up with this spelling program. And I'm curious about it, and I want to know, and I kind of want to see if it would be better than UFly. I would also really love to get more into suffixes and prefixes and use my Morpheme Magic book that I bought, but I don't know if I'll be able to. It's going to depend on the spelling gaps that my students come in with. And maybe if I'm doing small group instruction, I'll feel like I'll be able to get more through prefixes and suffixes and actually get through my grade level standards. Like I said previously, I will definitely be doing small group instruction. As far as my writing routine goes, I plan on keeping the same writing routine. Our goal, our third grade goal, was for students to end the year with a 6-sentence paragraph. A lot of students left with 2 paragraphs, so I feel like the writing routine that I used this year was pretty effective. I would like to get into more than just opinion writing, since more than just opinion writing is in my standards, but we will have to see where those incoming second graders come in at, because this year I had several students that could not write a sentence. So those are some of the things that I would like to do going forward. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for your feedback, your comments. They were incredibly helpful, and I feel very fortunate that I was able to do this and reflect and grow as a teacher.